I'd like to take a measure of because you just came out of the convention, and
Yes.
I think what one of the themes was immigration. Mm-hmm. So, and people who want to understand where the Republican Party is now, is it an anti-immigrant party? Is it an anti-trade party?
Well, I think it's important you distinguish whether or not you're talking about anti-legal immigrant or anti-illegal immigrant.
Okay.
There's a very, very strong difference between the two.
Mm-hmm.
One is breaking laws and one is following laws.
Yeah, I guess specifically Amnesty.
What we're talking about here is the DACA situation, where you have people who are human trafficked here either by their family members or otherwise, who are put in precarious situations and should be going through a process.
I guess specifically Amnesty, because a lot of older Latino Americans I know, they love Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan gave amnesty to a lot of their families, and they have been staunch Republican voters since, loyal Republican voters since for basically the policy that Ronald Reagan pushed for them. And still hard to get them off that voting block. Some of them, agree that there are some measures needed. However, when you look at Ted Cruz or some other people who really stick to the amnesty issue as a line in the sand, is that kind of how the party's moving now? Well,
I'm not speaking for the party. I'm speaking for Erin Cruz for U.S. Senate.
Right.
The party itself has a platform that you can look at, and certainly there are politicians or people who've been within the party or in a position of power within the party or been, in elected positions and have made certain decisions like Ronald Reagan did. Ronald Reagan made a very important decision at that moment in time. Unfortunately, the decisions that followed were not strong and left us to the place where we are today. And I believe that Donald Trump was very smart in what he was trying to accomplish with the United States Congress and the U.S. Senate. What he was saying is, we're not taking any action with respect to DACA until we know that we're going to have an end game, a solution. So we don't continue to have this situation come up because, like you said, we have Ronald Reagan, one of the most prolific and memorable, of course, for my life, most memorable presidents, and he was also a governor of all time. And he moved forward with amnesty for a good deal of people. Are we going to have to continually do this over and over and over again? Are we going to be a population where suddenly now we are not a nation of laws? And we allow people to come here that are not obeying laws and abuse laws, and I can go on and on and on. But the party stands where the party stands, and they are very clear. Where I stand, I'll separate that. I do not believe in blanket amnesty. I've been straightforward on this. I have seen too many individuals come to this country legally. Many are on lists 5, 10 years long who want to come here. They want to come here legally, to have people abuse the system. And, unfortunately, children who are trafficked here or brought here, they're victims. But we can't allow their parents' choices to put us in a position where now we're having to fund many, many, many different types of programs. And so the big picture would be this. If any action is going to be taken, I believe we need to do what Donald Trump talked about. We need to close the loopholes. We need to fund the border wall. We have to fund the infrastructure technology and make sure that manpower is there. And the communication within the United States and those officials in ICE are able to do their jobs. Then we can take a look at what really needs to be done. We are a nation of laws.
Yeah.
If we aren't, then what do we come down to as a whole? Many of the individuals, like my family, who came here, half of them from Austria, they escaped the Holocaust. It was religious persecution at its worst. And many individuals who flee here to this country to come here legally, they come from horrific situations. And many people who come here seeking refuge, they come from horrible, horrible situations. But those countries they're fleeing with are corrupt. They're filled with people who break laws. We need to remain a nation of laws, of strength. And I believe that if we all work together, we'll be able to come up to a good solution for everyone. But we have to get people to look at the big picture and take action one piece at a time.